All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Midnight Mission podcast. Today is our season finale episode, and we're going to focus on Moon Knight.
Fun fact: that's what our podcast is based on.
Yeah,
the name wise, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess in our artwork too, we chose Moon Knight colors.
Yeah, we chose to like mimic the style of the Moonlight logo, and I'm pretty sure some of you were like, "Oh yeah, they're copying Moon Knight." That's okay. We did it.
But anyway,
but yeah, we're gonna focus on the entire series.
Yeah,
we're gonna go through it.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna lead the conversation,
of course,
because I'm half asleep.
He's half asleep, bro. One eye open.
But I will say off the top,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably you might agree, probably both of our favorite Disney Plus Marvel series to date.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit.
It's such a good show, I think. Where it's not like we see the growth of Moon Knight throughout the whole show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I really like that. Like, I thought it was cool that we didn't see his. Well, we saw the suit up at the end of the first episode, which I thought was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such an important scene.
I agree.
And I think also it's as for comic wise, it's such a close rendition to it. Like, it's not perfect, obviously.
Yeah, because I know nothing of the comics.
But it's like very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, there's like differences. Like, one of the big differences, Stephen Grant
Mm-hmm.
and
Spoiler alert.
I guess yeah.
Spoiler
Spoiler. Stephen Grant and Mark Spector. In this one, we see in the beginning we see Stephen Grant be the main character, the main personality in charge.
Mm-hmm.
To start off, and then we go into Mark Spector. Wow. And before time, and like in comics, it's typically Mark Spector who leads, and
As
then
the main one.
as the main one, and then Stephen Grant is like the secondary, or not secondary, but the other personality they were introduced to.
I do like how the series did it, because for the
sake of the story,
for the majority of the story of the series, you thought that Stephen was the main one.
was the main personality,
and
the
then
main
later
person.
on you find out
That he's not. That he's.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite things. Well, not favorite. I think this is why I liked it so much. Aside from it being based on Egyptian mythology, which I like I have a love-hate relationship with Egyptian mythology. But I always find it interesting for some reason. I liked it because it felt like a standalone
series
Marvel property. Like, you didn't have, not that I can remember from the top of my head, any cameos from any other characters we have previously seen, or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it was good and it was successful on its own, as opposed to the later series that had certain cameos. Well, really only She-Hulk had cameos in it. Like, what's this other name? Miss Marvel didn't really have any cameos.
Miss Marvel only
but
had
they
a cameo
name
at
drops
the
and
end.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a cameo. Never mind, I take it back. There was one.
Yeah, and
Marvel.
especially with Miss Marvel, there's a lot of like connections, like how Miss Marvel talks about her YouTube channel, and then like everything that goes on, so they know about it. But in Moon Knight, I guess also because we're this time we're seeing it from like, I guess not the United States. Like, they're not in New York, where typically all Marvel stories start off. And in this one, we see him. We the only, I think, if off my top of my head, the only, I guess, connection we see is the logo on the bus for the United, the Government United program. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, like the misplacement people, like when people got snapped back.
Yeah,
that one that they introduced in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. I think that's the only like thing that we saw. I mean, but we also saw like. The ancestral plane, so I guess it does. It has like small connections, but the connections weren't like major plot points. They weren't like.
Oh, you mean like the Egyptians' version of like when you die, where you go?
Well, we'll talk about that soon. But no, remember how they're walking through the hallways and they see all the different afterlives. It just starts explaining.
Yeah.
So we do see the.
Those were one of my least favorite episodes, though. Even though the very ending was funny when they both like. We can get on that.
Yeah, we'll try to go
talk about that
as a timeline, just to
Yeah. Do you have the timeline off the top of your head? I don't. I
Off
mean, I
the
have a
t- I
list of
mean,
the episodes here.
I don't know I know how the story progresses.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the exact titles, but like I know
Episode 1, the goldfish problem.
Goldfish Problem. Yeah,
That's like the name of the
I thought that was
episode.
really funny that's how he realizes,
Because of the goldfish.
because the goldfish was born without a fin,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, he has a fin. There's no way like
Yeah, why did they switch the fish out though?
I think Mark did something. I think
Gone
Mark.
down. I don't know why I always find that funny the way he said it.
First
First of all, hold on.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about Oscar Isaac's
Oscar Isaac's performance in this is really good.
Freaking fantastic.
He's really good.
The dude is, shout out to my Latinos. The dude is, he's Apocalypse.
Yeah,
He's Moon Knight.
yeah,
Freaking Spider-Man
2099.
2099. Freaking Poe Dameron.
yeah.
Like, what else?
He's everything
He's
now.
everything. Like,
He's everything.
he's like multiple Marvel property characters and,
Yep.
Star Wars, and who knows where we're going to see him next.
But
But he was great. His
He was great.
performance
His
was great.
performance was really good.
Awesome.
His splits when he's arguing back and forth with between Steven and Mark are really
when
good.
he's arguing with himself.
When he's arguing with
essentially,
himself, I thought that was really good
Mhm.
because it felt so natural. Like it didn't seem
Yeah.
like cut. Like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
okay, record Steven's line, cut. No, it looked like it was a genuine conversation. He was just like,
Mhm.
oh, blah 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 blah, and then, yeah, I thought that was really
His
cool.
portrayal of the Steven character,
Mhm.
top notch. It made me really
Believe the character.
believe the character, and it made me, when you like start to like a character a lot.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
like his goofy,
Mhm.
clumsy, know-it-all.
Yeah,
characters, and like as he became a lovable character.
hmm I thought that was really good, and I thought it was really cool seeing these like blackout moments in the start of the first and second
Yeah,
episode.
man, Legend was blowing me only because I wanted more.
Yeah,
Like, what's going on? I want to know everything all at once.
yeah, it was a really good. Because it was good. I know a lot of people were talking about where Steven does Awakening. They're like, oh, that's I can't remember where Doctor Doom is from. Leviathan.
I don't know.
They were saying it was that place, and I was like, I don't think that's that place because we saw later. What is
Oh,
this?
when he like appears, but he's just outside of London, though. I think.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. But first episode, it's like Doctor Doom's gonna be in this. It's like no. A little bit fast forward, we start seeing.
Oops.
Oops. Oops. All berries.
I'm professional.
I'm professional.
This is
Don't
not
worry.
a professional podcast by any means.
Don't worry, we'll fire him.
Okay.
But back to it. I mean, also I think what was really good was his suit. I want to talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
His suit is completely different from the one we see in the comics, right? Like in the comics, it's just like Kevlar, like woven. Oh, excuse me. There's nothing special about it. It's just like a regular suit, right? Nothing. But in this one, it's like magical. Like I really do love this like bandage wrapping.
I love the way it looked. Period.
I liked everything.
Even when it was in CG or when they were
Yeah.
using, because I think they had like an actual suit
Oh yeah.
and they just reinforced it with CG afterwards.
Yeah.
I think it was a dope looking suit. And I cannot wait for that Hot Toys figure.
Yeah.
Like, I'm buying that.
Yeah, for sure. That one.
The Mr. Knight though.
Mr. Knight's suit looks
That
really
looks
nice.
so cool.
It's so good. Spoiler, Khonshu said, "Yo,
I'm copping that suit.
I'm copying that suit, bro. You don't want it? Say less, bro."
And yeah.
He said, "Say less." But that's another thing that it was cool to see how when Steven activated the suit, it wasn't Mark Spector's suit.
Mm-hmm.
It was his own like
It was.
his like literal suit and like a I guess a ski mask you could call it.
It was.
So it was just funny to see like, and I think it was also cool. And then we see Mark's ex-wife or ex-girlfriend. I think
No, I think that's his wife.
His ex-
I don't think they're divorced. We should have watched this.
we should have,
Again.
but I mean,
It's just been one of those.
it's one of those
weeks
days.
at
But
work.
it was still pretty cool seeing her. I think it was kind of weird, and it was one of those moments where she starts falling in love with Steven, not Mark. You could see like Mark in the background, like, bro.
Yeah, he punches himself.
Yeah, he's like, yo, back off, huh? I was like, but that's technically him.
They're both the same person,
Yeah. Just
physically at least.
I mean, physically, yeah, but Mark's, Steven's British.
Yeah,
British.
yeah, it was pretty good. I love the accent.
And
I feel like it was like heavy, like
Yeah.
exaggerated a little bit,
Yeah.
but it fit the
it
character.
fits the character really well.
You know what I did like too, when they finally, like, all right, we're sharing this body.
Oh,
when they will
the
go-
fight scene at the
the
end,
fight scene.
towards the end, yeah.
Not so much the fight scene itself, but
Mhm.
how they both transition from
Transition
one
back to-
costume to another, and their different fighting styles. Because Steven doesn't have a fighting style per se, because he doesn't know how to fight, but Mark does. But they like worked together.
Well,
And
well,
so I thought that was
yeah,
really
but
interesting how they
like
did
before that, he says on the when they're on the boat on the ship,
Mm-hmm.
he's like, everything that Mark can do, I can do.
Steven said that.
Yeah,
Can he though?
I
Because-
mean,
because remember when they were they were fighting
when they're fighting for the
and
first
Steven-
time,
and
it's
Steven was
Steve.
like, okay, take the body, take the body, take the body.
Yeah,
and then Mark
but that
takes
was
over.
towards the end when they like, because you know,
Because he was getting stabbed.
yeah, but no, but
When
that
they
was
were
like,
in Egypt. Then they were looking at the sarcophagus.
yeah, and then we
Right?
saw the third personality, Jake.
That was at the very end, though.
No, yeah, but no. We've been seeing Jake the whole time though.
Well, we haven't been seeing him, but we've
We-
been
we-
seeing the
His actions.
aftermath.
Yeah, there you go. Because
Of his actions.
and they're not aware of it until towards the end. They're like, Steven, was that you? It was like, no, Mark.
Yeah, you know what's funny? He has the most, like, I don't want to offend anyone, like the most non-Hispanic name. Let me put it that way.
Oscar Isaac, yeah.
No, in the character Jake, what's his full name?
Jake Lockley.
What Hispanic do you know his name? Jake
at
Lockley?
the end when he started,
But then he's
yeah.
like speaking Spanish.
yeah.
I appreciate it.
I
I just
thought
thought
that
that
was
was
cool.
funny. Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm. I hope he speaks Spanish through the whole thing.
And they don't understand him.
Have they confirmed a season 2?
I think they have, because I guess let's talk about that real quick because we already like touched that ending sort of it.
Mm-hmm.
They go into that fight scene. I thought that was really cool. That whole like what you were saying, the transition of like him throwing the star and then picking it back up as a baton.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's called, I think. He
If it's not, it's an accurate.
that's what I would assume that it was
accurate
called.
name.
I thought it was pretty cool having them like throw it and then pick it back up as a baton. Like in terms of fight, that was
Mhm.
really nice.
I like how his suit is bulletproof.
Yeah, I mean it's magical.
But what I found interesting,
Mhm.
flaws in writing,
Mhm.
his suit. Oh, is his cape was bulletproof. It's his cape that's bulletproof
Yeah.
because he was getting stabbed right through.
Yeah. The cape is.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
There's something about the suit.
Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
But okay. But yeah,
Wow.
I think that was a really cool fight scene. He's of them,
Mhm.
and also we see his wife become the Scarlet Scarab.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a really cool like nod to them. I guess
Mhm.
being a power couple, like literally like
Yeah, her suit was cool. I just wish she was covered up a little more.
what do you mean by that?
Like had a full suit.
Like
Yeah, but like how you gonna fight crime and like all your arms are showing? You gonna get stabbed.
that's because they were
like,
wings though. They chewing, 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 chewing.
Whatever. It was a cool looking suit,
Yeah.
but for a superhero,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not very
Superhero like
not superhero like, but like
defensive wise.
Yeah.
Not like your arms exposed.
I'm pretty sure they could have came up with something better suit wise. Not that it looked bad. I just didn't think it made sense for like
defensive wise. It doesn't look
defensive
like.
defensive wise.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, she has a full suit that's covering her whole body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that makes sense if you're fighting someone.
Yeah.
But I guess when you have magical powers, who cares?
Yeah, exactly, bro. It's invisible armor. That's what it is. Speaking of that, I also thought the really good Khonshu and is it Antum or Ahmet? Ahmet, that's what it is.
The bad one or the
The bad one.
giant crocodile?
Yeah.
Mhm.
When they fought that kaiju style fight, I thought that was
Oh yeah,
really
that was
cool.
pretty cool.
I thought that was really funny.
Pancho was getting his ass whooped.
He was?
How are you gonna be big and bad and end up being the villain, but you was gonna get your ass whooped by a giant crocodile
I mean, Croc.
in Egypt?
Croc eats bones. He was just a literal like.
I guess.
I
I
thought
will say the villain in this show was pretty good.
it was good too because it was just like I get it. Like I don't agree with him,
Mhm.
but like I get where he's coming from. Like
It was kind of dark though.
it was it
It's
was
like
like
that old lady's life out her like just.
he just said, "Oh, your skills are unbalanced."
That's very the Mummy
Yeah,
of them. How
yeah,
they did that, the
yeah.
Mummy movie.
But even I thought it was really cool when in the second episode when they like when he what is his name? Can't remember it.
Mm-hmm.
He introduces Mark. I can't remember what his name is.
Who?
The villain.
Oh, I shouldn't pull up the
I can't remember. I know his face. I see his face.
Wikipedia.
but he introduces Mark to like this small organization, his small community of followers, and how they're like.
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke.
Arthur Harrow.
Yeah, Harrow.
That's his name.
Yeah. How he introduces like, his small community. He's like, oh yeah, we're vegans, best soup, blah blah blah. Steven's vegan too.
Yeah, Steven was like falling for it, but then he like
he was just like, just give me the scarab, and he was just like, I want to give it to you, but I can't. I thought that was also funny when during the time skip in the first episode where Steven's a vegan, but he somehow gets a date with a girl to go eat at Mark does.
he forgot.
And
That's when I started liking his character because I kind of felt bad for him, and he's just like, "How do you want it? How do you want it done?" And he was like, "Yeah, really good.
yeah,
Like, bring me the best one you have." And he ate it all sad. That was so sad.
it was, but it was
funny.
it was funny because she was heated.
Of
Obviously, I mean, makes sense. He was gone for a whole day. He didn't know.
That was a couple of days.
It was a
like a
couple of
week or
days. It
something.
was like, yeah, it was because I think she said, "I'll see you next Friday or next Saturday," and it
She
was
said, like,
Sunday.
a whole week had gone by or something like that.
Yeah, and it was Sunday, and he was just like, "It's Saturday. It's next Saturday." No, it's Sunday.
Oh God, I felt so bad for him. I was just like, "Oh, he's got a date. Yeah, it's nice."
Mark had a date.
Yeah.
Mark.
Oh, you know what I love though? The episode in the museum. Not to cut you off. The episode in the museum when he's like running away from
When
the
he
jackal.
no when he's showing it to the security guard, he's like, look right there.
And it looks like he's dropping everything.
Yeah,
But like that's the next episode.
That's the
the
next
previous episode when you actually see
yeah,
him.
when you see it.
I thought that was hilarious. The way he was running off. Oh, and the way he just like when he noticed that Arthur has followers everywhere and he's like back at work, and he like grips his backpack and like slowly turns around and starts to run away, but he like slowly starts to run and just quickly picks up speed. I laughed so hard. I was like, that's how I would run away. I'd run away just like that.
I did like that. Speaking of the first episode, that ending, like, of how we don't see the way we're introduced to Moon Knight is him just beating the jackal. Like, it's just him punching. Like, he's not like letting go. This isn't like some sort of.
At that point, it's Mark, but we don't know it's Mark.
We don't know it's Mark, but that was such a good introduction because.
Oh yeah, we do because he sees the reflection.
He's,
What am
well,
I
he
talking
sees,
about?
he sees the reflection. He's like, give me the control.
Give me the control of the body.
He doesn't tell him he's Mark. He's like, just give me the control. I got this. And then that's what we see, like the bathrooms are broken. There's water leaking. And then you just see Mark just wailing on it. Just going off.
And the jackal trying to escape. He's like, ah!
And then we see, it was such a good pose when he just like turns. And I was just like, that's
look.
That's a nice.
For those of you that don't know, and this may be your first podcast or listening to our first podcast, I collect hot toys. As soon as I saw that scene, I said, damn it, I want that. I want Hot Toys to make that. I'm buying it.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
I can't either.
It's coming up pretty soon. You know what other thing made me sad?
What?
Like, he calls his mom
and
leaves her a voicemail from like, but you don't know.
Yeah.
You know, until like the very
until
end,
the end
when
you
see the relationship between
Mark,
Mark and his mom, and that was such a great performance. I don't know how he didn't win or was nominated for anything for that. I thought that was so great.
The Academy is about to be set on fire.
No, not even just the Academy, like just in general, he should have got something.
That was
really good.
And to talk about that, I thought that it was a really good way to tackle. I feel like this sort of
mental health.
Mm-hmm. I think this was really well executed.
I think so. For
a Marvel,
for a comic book show.
For a comic book show, yeah. Because you see like clues here and there. The his distress, his trauma and everything, and then we get to see it towards the end.
Yeah, what is that condition called in real life? I don't know the proper terminology.
Multiple personality disorder.
That's the name of the disorder.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be something like fancy.
No.
Okay.
No, are you talking about like schizophrenia and that's no, it's multiple personality disorder. He has the disorder because of trauma.
Yeah, because that's what triggers
by
his mother,
and then his brother's death, and
man, this was a really good show.
It
man.
was
Now
a
that we're
really
talking
good
about it,
show.
it's like jogging my memory of everything.
It's just a really good show because it wasn't in your face.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way the introduction was and the build up to this trauma. It wasn't like boom.
Yeah,
Here's the thing.
you know what was also great. This is like more of a personal thing for me. That the show came out when I got my first OLED TV, so I was watching it in the dark, like pitch black, and I'm like, man, this is dope. There was one episode though that gave me like Mummy vibes, and when the Mummy came out like back in '99, I was still a kid.
Are you talking about like when they were in the temple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was giving me Mummy vibes, like it wasn't scary at all, but I was scared for some reason.
I get what you mean because the ambience is very like that.
It was shot. It
was
so
shot
great.
perfectly.
I think what they intended to create
was success.
worked out. Yeah,
I
it was
think
a success because it like was spooking me out, and I was like, and then with the little creatures, whatever they were.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that was done. I feel as though it was a nod to the Mummy, the Mummy movie, the original. Well, not the original, but the '99.
I would agree too, because even the way they looked, like the decomposing, like skeletal flesh on them, I thought that was very mummy. I was like, oh, I'm kind of sad we didn't get to see like a Moon Knight mummy sort of thing, but
I kind of hope if they do renew for a season 2. I'm not sure if they did or didn't. I swear I saw on Instagram Oscar Isaac posted a videos like insinuating it.
I think there is.
I don't know if there's anything
because I know they changed. Originally, they were supposed to be nominated into limited time series, like so one off and that's it. But now they took them out because they're not applicable anymore.
Oh, okay.
So that means there has to be something else.
Yeah, I think you had mentioned when the series like wrapped that there were possible talks of it being in the NCU, but being its own thing.
So yeah,
within the MCU.
I know which exactly.
I kind of hope that happens.
So I guess also a little context right now. I think it's last week. Marvel's Midnight Suns game came out. So a little fun fact for us too. That was a potential name for us.
Oh yeah, true.
Remember? But the game came out.
Well, not only the game, but there were other things.
There's other things that are similar, but the Midnight Suns, what it is basically is a magical Avengers sort of team. Like they handle all the demonic, all the darker magical things that are going on that the Avengers don't really take care of. So
yeah.
So in the team, I think we have it set up. Technically, we have Doctor Strange, we have Blade, Moon Knight, and Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is the only one we're missing, and now that we have.
Well, we're technically still missing Blade.
Well, Blade. We know Blade's coming out, and we know he's in.
I hope.
If he's not coming, if Blade doesn't come out, I swear. Because
remember they postponed.
I know they postponed it.
They postponed it or pushed it back or whatever.
I'm fine with that, but he needs to. I need Blade to come back because that also hints to Eternals thing. Like,
yeah, I pretended the Eternals.
The whole movie doesn't except for those last 3 seconds. He's like, "Are you sure you want to pick that up, Mr. Whitaker?"
Dude, the Eternals is the only Marvel movie. Oh no, I ended up seeing it in theaters. Never mind.
This man's he saw it in theaters.
Yeah, man, I saw a bootleg first, and I was like, "This sucks." And then I was like, "Maybe it's because I saw the bootleg." And then I went to the theater and saw it, and I was like,
"He was like, it still sucks.
It still sucks." Anyway, let's get back onto.
But yeah,
Moon Knight.
So Moon Knight, there's potential for Moon Knight to either continue, or you know who else is in this? I don't know if you had a chance to see it, but Werewolf by Night.
I have not watched it, but I heard it was great.
So it's a really good introduction to this darker tone,
like the weird,
the magical, this monsters basically.
Yeah.
To the MCU. So now we have Man-Thing, the werewolf. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but actually his comic is the first introduction to Moon Knight. Because originally Moon Knight was a villain. He was a one-off villain.
I do know that much.
He fought the werewolf. Werewolf wins. Blah blah blah. And actually, you can read the comic if you scan in episode 2 the QR code.
Oh.
Episode 1 or episode 2.
Did you catch stuff that I'm just I don't be catching?
There's a QR code.
QR card. Yeah, I don't even look at that.
you can scan the QR code and you can read the first issue for free. It's either episode 1 or 2. I know that. But it opens the door for this weird and mysterious darker tone MCU, which I would be totally up for. I would love to see this darker tone.
Yeah, I think they need to start creating things for different audiences, but it can still be within the
the
proper
MCU,
MCU.
where
Canon
it can be
MCU
like,
it doesn't have to be like, oh, this is not canon, or
yeah,
like Marvel Legends, as like
yeah,
Star Wars
or even
Legends.
it can be like a cause and effect sort of thing, because the Avengers did this, it opens this door,
Yeah, and they don't
and then
necessarily
they
have
don't
to
have
be
to
in an
meet.
Avengers movie.
No, no, no. And like when they're introduced, it can be like, oh, because when Thanos did this, it opened the door to this, and now we gotta take care
Even
of
though I
it.
would like to see Moon Knight in Avengers, I think that would be cool.
I think the Midnight Suns should like be a group and then into the thing.
I don't know if they're gonna do their own like subgroups,
Maybe that.
especially with the rumor that Marvel is like reevaluating what they're gonna be doing
Mm-hmm.
for Phase 5 and 6, quality over quantity,
Yeah.
which I think is a good move, because I think they were just busting out stuff left and right, and like stories and
Some things were a
visuals
little,
were not that great,
Yeah.
and it left a lot to be desired on some things. Thor is an example. I always bring that up.
Good movie, bro. It's
Um,
been nominated for best animations, bro.
considered
Considered for nominations.
not even by the Academy, but by Marvel.
Marvel, so-
Hey, consider this one for
Yeah, exactly.
not Black Panther,
No, not Black Panther. No,
not even Doctor Strange,
No.
not even the Eternals. The Eternals was an awful movie, but visually it looked pretty good, and not even Spider-Man, but Thor.
Yeah, it was a really good scene, bro.
Anyway, Moon Knight.
But back to
Awesome.
Moon Knight, I think it's a good hero. It's a good concept of it.
Mhm.
This has set a good foundation for him.
Mm-hmm.
Now what happens next? And let's even talk about like the ending. Obviously, Mark and Steven break away from Khonshu. They're
Right.
done with this. They throw it away. Blah blah blah. They lose the power.
And we don't know if. Wait, I don't remember.
Who?
Steven is still around at the end, right?
Steven is still around, but because Steven is something from Mark. This is before
Oh, yeah,
Khonshu.
that's true.
What they lost was their ability to transform and the healing factor.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, they're actually still with him. They just don't know it.
they don't. They don't know with it. But technically, Steven and Mark cannot use the suit.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
But Jake.
but
probably
Jake,
will.
we've seen Jake I think 3 times overall before we actually fully see him.
We've seen the
Um,
after effects of Jake,
Without, yeah.
and then we finally.
Well, we see him once technically in the sarcophagus where he's trying to bust out.
Yeah, we still don't see him though.
I mean, but we know who he.
I didn't know who the hell it was.
I was psyched
I
when
mean, now we do,
when I saw
but-
the sarcophagus move around. I was like, "Ooh, that's that dude. That's the third one.
That's the third one.
That's the taxi driver. That's what he is."
I know.
That's another thing I want to point out. That I was pretty not bummed about, but I thought it was funny that Stephen Grant in the comics is supposed to be like the way I see Moon Knight, and I really like it, is because he's like Batman, like all 3 stages of Batman, but they're different personalities. While Batman's
How so?
because Stephen Grant is a millionaire.
Yeah.
He's like the playboy millionaire type, the detective type, which is like
Oh, in
Batman.
the comic books.
In the comics. I'm talking about the comics.
Okay, I
Like
thought
the-
you meant like on the show. 'Cause
No,
I was
no,
like,
no.
Batman was never poor.
No, Stephen Grant was struggling a little bit, you know.
He was struggling.
I ain't gonna lie to you,
He
bro.
had a nice flat, though.
Yeah, but in the comics, it's like Stephen Grant is a billionaire
Mm-hmm.
playboy, just like Bruce Wayne. And then you have Moon Knight, who's more like Batman, who's like the detective,
Mm-hmm.
the vigilante, and then you have Batman sort of darker past, his ninja assassin training, his League of Shadows, which is like Jake Lockley's
Persona,
persona. But it's like, and Moon Knight's like one person for each one.
Mm-hmm.
Batman is like all 3 at one.
Okay.
But yeah, the towards the end we see that they've sealed I can't remember her name now. Ahmet into what is his name again?
Inside Arthur.
Inside of Arthur, and now he's a little insane in the membrane because now he's hearing her voice and he's like tripping out. He gets put in a sane asylum. Somebody goes to check him out, and I don't mean check him out like, oh, let me just sign here. No, they go in, beat up a doctor. We see a doctor on the floor knocked out. Just carry him in a wheelchair, and we see a nice white limo, and just Arthur thrown into the limo, and Khonshu just pulled up. He's just
Yeah, just chilling in the back
he's just
of the
chilling in the back.
limousine.
Stole Steven's suit, by the way.
Right?
Like, because
I
throughout the
found
show,
that the funniest thing.
Throughout
I'm
the whole
"What?"
series.
He was like, "Oh no, the idiot's here!" Like,
Yeah.
I thought that was so funny.
Khonshu just ripping on Steven, and then taking Steven's clothes at the end. I thought that was
like, you're an idiot, but I like your taste.
But you got that's pretty fire. I won't lie to you, that suit was pretty nice. Like the close up, how you see how it has
all the integral designs and stuff.
Yeah, really nice. And we see Contra just chilling, like,
except for the shoes though. The shoes were kind of whack, but
it's all or nothing. You know what I mean? It's like a dapper, bro.
I feel like they could have done something else with the shoes.
Maybe
the shoes look like the old Adidas, all white Adidas, with like the strap over the top. That's what it looked like.
That's because Steven wears, bro, because he's British.
And he has those little fighting baton things.
Yeah. He's like, wow, I thought that was cool. But you know, and the Arthur's just like, Contra, there's nothing you can do about it. Like, it's just Contra just like chill. He's not worried. He's not like, Mark, we need to do this. Like, because throughout this year, we see Contra like scared a little bit.
Yeah.
Throughout
you think he's a good guy, but he's kind of a bad guy.
He is. He has his own agenda, and he'll do whatever he needs to do.
He didn't keep his word. Well, technically he did.
Technically.
He let
Steven
and Mark go, but they didn't say anything about Jake. So.
They don't even know about Jake.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, and then we see, he's like, oh, you can't do nothing. He's like, yeah, Steven and Mark are out. But let me introduce you to my associate, Jake Lockley. You see the little window, the
limousine window.
The limousine just scroll down, and just him turn around, and then he says...
I forget what he says. What is in Spanish?
I don't know if it's "Ya te cagaste, pendejo," or something like that. Something like that. And he just pew pew.
And shoots him. But you don't see him get shot, but you hear it.
You see the gun, and then you see he has a silence on it, and then drives off.
I do have some questions about the ending, though, specifically about the rest of the Egyptian gods. So their avatars were killed.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Does that mean that they have to find new avatars and cannot re-enter Earth until they find new avatars?
I do believe
so.
So.
But how come Khonshu can re-enter Earth?
Oh, because Khonshu... So, I mean, I know why, but, like, from comic-wise, Khonshu isn't an Egyptian god, actually.
What is he?
He's part of the Egyptian god pantheon, but he's a being before them. Like,
he's older than they are?
He's older than they are. And
so how is he weaker than they are? Because usually the older you are, the more powerful you are.
It was this whole thing. I mean, he has a lot of abilities. Like, one of my favorite Moon Knight series is when Moon Knight fights everybody. Khonshu basically gets, like, Mephisto, you know.
People are dying for Mephisto to be brought
into the MCU. He's like the MCU's devil. Basically, he's like, bro, he tells Khonshu, bro, I got this whole army. I'm about to run up the planet, bro. I'm about to take your shit. And he's like, Mark, you gotta get, like, all these people's powers. And
so he can take people. Oh,
he can take people's powers and seal them in like little tombs.
Oh no, but Contra didn't. I didn't see that because he was getting his ass whooped.
Yeah, Contra got like.
I didn't see.
He got like it was pretty cool seeing like Moon Knight with like turn into Ghost Rider. I thought that was really cool.
In the comics,
and he had like the Phoenix Force. He had everybody's powers.
Well, damn.
And he
that's not happening in the MCU. I don't see that happening.
I don't think so.
But I wonder what's gonna happen. Are the gods, because they're in their own pocket dimension or whatever? Are the Egyptian gods able?
Yeah. I feel like it is the avatars. Like, you do need an avatar because that's what it seems like. That because they promised to not interfere with humans.
Right. Contra does it all the damn time.
That's why he's been kicked out. He's not part of the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I got you on that one.
You did. I wasn't expecting that one.
No one expected Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Because the theme song popped in my head as soon as the words came out. Like, left your
hot dog.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Come inside. It's
a mouse tool. It's our mystery mouse tool. A Glock.
So just like him.
Oh boy. Anyway, back to Moon Knight. Yeah, so I do believe it's because they're like, we're not gonna engage in anything. We do need an avatar, but
they were so stupid. I'm glad they all died.
You know what? I didn't really like that the avatars had no abilities. They had no like armor. They had no like. They had nothing
that we know of.
But I thought that was still like lame that we didn't see them like.
Yeah, because why would they need to armor up?
That's true. That is very true. But even like, I don't know, some magical entity like, I don't know, guardian.
Yeah, because when Mark let Khonshu speak through him, he didn't armor up.
Yeah, he was just just screaming
when
out the
when
top of his
Layla
lungs.
let the talking hippo talk to her, she didn't armor up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It was a gift. That's what it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have or
Something.
would have had some form of armor if the other.
If
ones
the
could
gods
do
were
it.
like, yeah, you need this now.
Yeah.
But it looks like they didn't. It looks like they just the avatars are there just to influence, I guess, civilization, human civilization to like path or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it opens just a wide door, and I think because in the comics, Jake doesn't get along with Steven and Mark. They don't get along.
Yeah, they didn't get along in this one either until they were like made peace.
No, but Steven and Mark do get along later on. Like
Oh, Jake.
Jake,
Man,
Jake,
tripping.
Jake, the taxi driver.
Mhm.
He's a taxi man. You know, he's always funny. He's like, bro, let me out, let me in, let me.
Let me take over. It's my turn.
Yeah, he's just ruthless. I think Moon Knight's execution was really well. The introduction of his character
Yeah, I completely
was
agree.
amazing.
I completely agree. And like I said earlier at the beginning when we first started the podcast, I feel like it can be its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Still be within the MCU. You don't need the other Avengers. You don't need any of the other characters.
Just to make a cameo. And
Just to make
everything.
a cameo. I think it held its own. I thought it was good. I thought it was good.
I would have
think
to
it's-
say
it's
the one thing
my favorite one.
they didn't like was the fact that after Moon Knight, he was in the Marvel cinematic logo, and he got taken off.
Oh, you mean like the intro?
The intro, the dun 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 dun, dun, and how you see everybody.
Well, it's because they keep introducing more characters after him, and if
Yeah,
you
I
notice, they
don't-
were
I don't-
adding
I don't
those, and then they
care about-
removed them.
I want Moon Knight. No.
Um,
They removed the other ones too. They're in there. They're in that split second of a corner.
yeah, but that's because they came after him.
I think Moon Knight too.
I
And to be honest, I think Moon Knight set like a path for Marvel TV. Like it has set a standard for me.
yeah, I agree. For me, yes,
I'm like I want it to be like this.
I liked it better than Loki. I liked
Loki
it better
was
than
so,
WandaVision.
in my opinion, it's good narrative wise. Like I understand it, time and all that stuff.
Mhm.
But there were some episodes where I was just like, it was too
There was
much,
a lot of talking.
a lot of talking, and it's like, if you don't pay attention, you're gonna like miss.
Yeah, but,
something.
But Loki, I think what blew me about Loki is how they quickly like devalued or minimized the Infinity Saga with just the Infinity Stones in the.
I thought that was
drawer.
funny though. How
I
it's
thought it
just-
was funny, but at the same
it's just
time,
like,
damn.
oh,
Like
damn.
same thing with What If and Thanos.
where you
How
just
quickly
kills
Ultron
them,
just. It's like damn.
I guess, but I mean, that's what if is like. That's what the whole time thing is like.
Yeah, but I feel like man, we went through this entire emotional roller coaster of of a ride with
Yeah.
the first saga,
Mhm.
and then
Just
in
the
this
random
one, you're
deaths.
just kind of like, damn.
Yeah, I got the
Ultron could have done that.
time
That's
stone
wild.
on my homework papers. I got the power stone on my bills. I got
As
the
a paperweight.
As a paperweight, I got to organize them so I know which stone is what.
Yeah. I hope season 2 of Loki is good. I wonder if it will coincide with
It has to. With
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, it has to.
because
Because
apparently what's the guy's name? He Who Remains. Is that the name?
Yeah, a Crag and Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah, but the
He Who-
variant, the one.
Yeah, he who remains.
Apparently he's gonna be back.
Yeah.
I don't know where I saw that, but I saw that he's gonna be back. I don't remember if it was on season 2 of Loki or if it was in
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Because that is true. We technically don't know which Krang variant this is.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, if I remember correctly, the Scarlet Scarab, who is in Moon Knight, originally in the comics was a dude, but he was also Krang.
No,
Yeah, he's a variation of him.
that's wild. I
This
didn't know
man,
that.
this man has like, this man plays like new games and he puts a new game plus. Like he starts his stuff like over again.
Nah, he's just, you know what he does? He's in like WWE 2K and just copies his character and just changes something slightly. So he has like a ton of like creative wrestlers.
Yeah, he has
His little variation.
He has a whole bunch of saves, bro. That's what he has. That's what he really has.
This one's hair is blue. This one's hair is
This one's
green.
blue. This one's Iron Man in reality.
And this one's skinny. This one's
This
fat.
one's
This one's short.
This one's Egyptian pharaoh.
This one's missing a pinky nail.
Yeah, this one's a woman. This one's a dog.
Yeah.
Like he has all these things, and it's. I mean, it's a. I think it's a good villain for like this sort of multiverse.
Speaking of variants, what if they show us a variant of Moon Knight?
That's what I was gonna say too. Like
that would be really cool. I mean, technically, we do have variants.
I mean,
we have
yeah,
3 different versions, but you know what? I think we talked about this last time when we talked about the Moon Knight finale.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if Jake has a suit. I know
Yeah.
you don't think he's gonna have
Yeah.
one, but I'm hoping he has like this like really vicious looking suit.
I think what is his name? There's somebody. So in Moon Knight in the comics, there is a person. Well, yes, as Khonshu says, and in the show too, that Mark is his fist of Khonshu
Of justice.
of justice, and then there's somebody else called Mr. Midnight. My bad.
That's a different character?
Who is a different character, and
Google, what are you?
he.
You said Mr. Midnight?
Mr. Midnight.
Mr. Like spelled like regular night? Or
Yeah,
night?
just spelled like regular midnight. And he is Khonshu's other fist of justice, because as he tells Mark, Khonshu has 2 hands, so he has 2 fists.
Mr. Midnight Beware the Monsters?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a show though.
No, that's a show.
On Netflix.
It's he has a similar suit towards Moon Knight.
Let me be specific. Marvel Comics. Marvel Comics.
But maybe we might see his suit.
Oh, I don't like that. It's all black.
Yeah.
It looks weird.
But that's his like darker like opponent.
Hmm.
Are you looking at Midnight Man or?
You said Mr. Midnight, not Midnight Man.
I know, because I know those. What is his name?
I don't know. I think Marvel is pretty good at costumes,
Yeah.
bringing them to like real life.
Yeah, and I don't even like I
Except for
said.
Ironheart. I didn't like Ironheart's
No, but like I said, even their own adaptations, like this suit, this Moon Knight suit, where it's like bandage wraps, like more Egyptian style, I guess you could say. I enjoyed it a lot. I was just like, I really want this in the comics. I do like it. Like it's like shades of white. It looks really nice, like illustrated. But I was just like, I like that like bandage look. This mummy.
I thought it was really dope with the gold inlays and all that
Yeah.
stuff. I thought it looked really nice, and then the hood.
Yeah.
You know, I love me a hoodie. I thought it was dope. That looked pretty cool. I think it's one of the better looking costumes that they've created in a while for the
Yeah.
MCU. Like when you think about the shows, I think Sam Wilson's Captain America's new suit and Moon Knight are 2 standouts in terms of like costumes for me.
Really?
Yeah, because She-Hulk didn't have anything cool. It was a purple and
I mean, but that's what typically what she
Silver.
wears. So
then, well, the White Vision, he looked pretty cool, or the Vision. I thought he looked pretty badass. I
Yeah.
wanted that figure. It's out now. I don't know if I
Yeah.
want to get it or not. Because remember, I was like
the Vision.
Initially in my head, I was gonna
Mhm.
have the Vision and Moon Knight posed up fighting each other, but the Vision would probably kill Moon Knight because he's so strong. Then I was like, oh, I want that, Chadwick Boseman Black Panther, the new re-release, the 2.0 Hot Toys. Have him fighting Moon Knight. But now I don't know. I have some ideas. I also want that Boba Fett from the Boba Fett show, even though that one sucked. Because I saw someone create an illustration with that Boba Fett, but he has a cape.
Mm.
So it's all black, like on the show. And then he has like this really cool looking cape. And I was like, man, I want to do that. That looks dope.
That sound
And
nice.
it's figure form. I ain't
Yeah,
dressing
yeah.
up as Boba Fett. I'm too short.
I get these things called platformers.
Wow. Damn.
Hey man, I'm giving suggestions. They might be wrong. They might be right.
Look, Iron Man is my favorite character, but I'm not Robert Downey Jr. wearing platform shoes. It's wild. I always thought that was weird.
Hey man,
We always go on these random tangents.
we do. I think that's our staple. That's our main thing. You know something's wrong.
No wonder nobody listens to us. We barely have any followers.
Don't say that, bro. We got.
For those of you that do, thank you. Shout out, Damian. Gracias, señor. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Anthony. Heard you subscribed. Thank you as well. Anthony from Top Pre-K.
Oh yeah. Super plays.
Yeah, that's his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Give him a shout out. I don't know his YouTube channel name, but
It's Super plays. Super plays.
what
They
is he
play
from?
Dragon Ball Super.
Nice.
Dragon Ball Super card game.
Mhm.
I think they just won championships.
Oh, that's dope.
They have a team, the Super Players.
That's the name of
That's
I don't understand any of that stuff, bro. Like, what is this? Dragon Ball Z is a card game? What?
Oh, I'm gonna tell you a funny story about
No,
just
I don't
because
wanna
of that.
Listen to it.
No, it's funny.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So this is why we're gonna set them on fire, bro.
Set what on fire?
You-
That's
I'm setting everything on fire right
a
now.
threat.
That's
I
not
don't
a
feel
threat.
safe.
This is not a threat. It's okay. You know when it's a threat. Second hand, let me stop.
Okay.
You see me walking with a little lighter in the little
Bro,
fluid.
the story. Focus.
Oh, I was gonna say some other stuff, but
I know that's why I asked you to focus.
so my nephew really likes. He's the one who discovered Super Plays
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna look it up right now.
when we started like playing. So we saw the card game basically, and they were like, "Oh, let's play." Blah blah blah. Fast forward to now, right? My nephew has been he's like, all right, man, let's go to a tournament for the first time, guys. Let's go. There's a local card shop. Let's go.
Wait, what's the name of his YouTube channel?
Super Plays.
Oh,
It's like SUPLAH. Space and then plays. I do be watching Anthony's videos because he does, what is it called? What does he call it? Marketing? Like, watch list?
I've read it. Super Playas.
I watch his videos because he uploads the prices. He's watching like the prices go up and down
Mm-hmm.
of cards, and I'm like, when a card that I specifically need.
He's not on a single thumbnail.
Oh, I mean, he doesn't put his face on the thumbnail, but the ones that are marketing are mostly his.
That's wild. All right, keep going with the story.
But basically, my nephew's like, let's go play. Like I've made my deck. I want to go play. We like the day before we like started playing the whole game. We stayed up until like I think midnight, preparing cards and all that stuff.
For this last tournament that you were going, that you told me about,
Yeah, and we get there and we're like,
that you didn't do.
that we didn't do because no one showed up. It was so I was a little attacked. I was just like, damn, no one's here. My nephew, he broke down. That really hit him.
Really?
He was angry. He was furious.
They should at least like put something out. Like
It was, I think so we went there, right? And they're like, we got there a little early because we didn't know. And they tell us, hey, you have to pay to play in the tournament. You have to pay like $10. We're like, oh,
that's not that bad.
Can we pay now? And they were like, well, it's because no one has actually signed up yet. So
What you mean? Yeah. What time? Okay, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
What time was this supposed to start?
1,
What time did you get there?
12.
Oh, you were there an hour before.
We were an hour there before, and because we bought some stuff.
Bro, if no one showed up, if no one signed up an hour before, it wasn't happening. They should have like put a notification out.
Maybe.
Did they?
No, because the other thing was like, you have to sign up like online,
Mm-hmm.
and which we did, and we uploaded our whole like deck list and all that stuff.
So what they mean? No one signed up yet. You signed up.
Exactly, because when we got there and we told them, they're like, "Oh, we can't access the website right now."
Oh, they didn't want to do it. That's what it was.
And so we waited. They were like, "Oh, can you come back at 1?" Because it was still an hour left,
Mm-hmm.
and they had other tournaments going on for other games, and so we're just sitting in the back of the corner just playing bar. So I was like, and he's like, I was like, "What if no one comes? We're just playing card games somewhere else. That's all that's changed today." And then we go. It's like we actually get kicked out of the table that we were sitting in because they were using it for another tournament.
Wait, so they had a different
They
tournament?
had 3 tournaments that day. No one showed up for the Dragon Ball one.
one of the episodes on here is Holy Ban List, DBS card game. That's funny.
But yeah, I think what made me just a little bit mad was that we got there, we signed up, we put our ID number and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess our main thing to play was to get these tournament packs. You know, pack of cards that they have tournament on it.
Oh, like exclusive to
only
the
that
tournament?
if you go to tournament. They didn't want to give us it.
Even though you showed up.
Like the cashier that was with us during this whole thing, she was like, "I'm gonna see if I can get the manager to say yes."
Why didn't you just slip them Jones to your thumb?
I don't know. I guess because her manager.
Thank you, baby. Thank
No,
you.
I could tell because the manager is. I'm gonna put him on blast. We haven't said the story yet, so
No, put him on blast. Don't put him
I'm gonna put him on blast because he's balding. I saw that. I was like, he probably did this because he's balding. He's angry.
That's mean, bro.
He has no hair in the top of his head.
I don't condone bullying other people.
He didn't get.
Like those are his.
Those
Those
are
are
his.
Ricardo's thoughts, his
Those are-
opinions, and do not reflect that of my own.
His few strands of heads. That's what that is. That's what that is. All right, let me stop before I start roasting
Wow.
some guy that didn't want to let me play. Yeah, we were just devastated about that. We were
He
just like,
said devastated.
it was because everything went wrong that day. Like, we almost got into a car accident too.
That's wild.
Like everything, from that point on, when they were like, no, the tournament's not happening. You don't get any tournament packs.
Everything went downhill.
Everything
I
went down.
hate today. Today sucks.
We almost got hit by some car that was driving weird.
That's been happening a lot, though. There's a lot of people out there driving
That's
like they're
true.
crazy.
We went to McDonald's to get food. They messed up our whole order, bro. Like it was just the small things, bro. Like it was just so like. My nephew was so upset. He was just like, I don't even want to play this game anymore, man.
That's
I'm
funny.
done. And we were supposed to go this Sunday. For
Like this Sunday coming up?
yeah, because they always have tournaments every Sunday.
Oh, so it's like a weekly thing.
It's a weekly thing.
Oh, I thought it was like I thought it was like a special event.
Well, I mean, I think if I remember correctly, like you play and you put your ID number,
Mm-hmm.
and your rank goes up, like competitive wise, because it's competitive play. And we were just so.
Oh, you might find this interesting.
Mhm.
The Gorillas are performing an AR concert
An
with
AR.
Google Tech.
Oh.
AR.
So they're gonna pop up in my living room.
It doesn't say live at Times Square, 2:30 p.m. on December 17th.
That'd be
That's
cool.
cool.
I know they just came recently. I think in September, around here.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the where's this? I can't. I was there for their humans tours. Shitty ass VIP though. I paid for the VIP, bro.
I mean,
We got
you trying
Conor
to pay
Rain,
for all
bro.
this extra stuff.
Well, it's cool. I mean,
That's why you want to go to SmackDown, and I'm like, this is SmackDown, bro. I ain't paying extra.
bro, it's
for
about
no-
the experience, bro. You ain't gotta say it like that, bro. Damn fool.
How many times
Damn fool.
have you not been to a WWE event?
I'm just saying, bro. It would have been.
If you're
cool.
talking to me about WrestleMania, that's different.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
pay-per-view,
This
but SmackDown,
man. We don't even have to spend that much money on SmackDown.
I don't want to spend more
All
than
right,
$40.
audience. We're gonna put a poll at the bottom. If you vote yes, he's gonna go by force. He's gonna spend all his money.
You know, if
Vote yes. Create bots. Vote yes. Create multiple
Wow.
accounts.
help us with that Patreon, maybe
That-
I'll go.
You're funny. Oh, we could even we could do an episode about that.
But
SmackDown. If we go.
I'll go. I just don't want to spend that much for SmackDown.
That's what he's saying, right? That's
Listen, I've been to plenty of SmackDowns.
this man. I've been to SmackDown. I've been to this. I've been to Disney World when it rained.
It did rain. I showed you videos. Of
Yeah.
it. It was like
I really wanted to bring that up
hurricane, kind of like.
because I didn't get no rain.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna end it there.
I'm gonna end that.
Final thoughts. Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
Awesome. Hope they do season 2.
Best
Hope they
show.
don't mess it up. Best Disney
best
Plus
Disney
Marvel
Plus
series.
Marvel series wise.
Yeah.
I would even say that best Disney Plus. Okay, I'm trying to think of other shows.
I don't know. Andor was pretty.
Andor was really good. I like the
Kenobi was good. It had its down.
it had
you
its
know, side, but
it had its ups and downs, but I think Moon Knight also did have its
well,
ups and
Mando.
downs.
Mando's up there.
Mando's good because it has two, but that's not fair because it has 2 seasons. Like
Yeah,
we're
but
doing
even if we just had
season
one season,
3.
season 1 was pretty good.
season 3 is coming
I
out.
feel like
soon.
they're gonna try to do too much in season 3.
All
and
I
it's gonna
want from
disappoint me.
season 3 is just for them to go back to Mandalore.
I think they are. I don't want more Luke though.
I don't know.
I think
don't.
we got a good amount of Luke. I
It
don't
made
wanna-
sense with the whole Grogu thing.
Yeah.
Now that we're, I guess, done with that chapter,
maybe in Ahsoka.
maybe in Ahsoka to see where the relationship stands.
I was reading that there might be potential spoiler. I
Mhm.
don't know.
Potential.
There might be a fight scene between Ahsoka and Vader
In her series,
in her series. Yeah,
I could definitely see
and
that.
there's gonna be a lot of flashbacks and stuff that I don't like. I don't
Yeah,
like the flashbacks.
maybe we'll see the scene from Rebels in live action.
Ooh, when they fought in the Sith Temple.
Yeah, if it's gonna be flashbacks, that's the only one I'm thinking. Unless they had another encounter.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
But she was much younger.
so that's
it
why
might
it's a
be
flashback.
Might be that other actress playing Ahsoka. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Mando's in March.
Mando's in March.
We'll definitely be doing podcasts on Mando. Acolyte started filming.
I hope they
Anything Marvel related in terms of shows? that's
shows. I
coming
don't
up
think we're.
in January.
No, I think
New
in
Year?
April we get Secret Wars. I think it's like
Nah, Secret
Spring?
Wars. Secret Wars is a. That's an Avengers movie.
is it? I thought it
Kang
was.
Dynasty is one, and Secret Wars is another.
Mm,
Yeah. Because they announced 2 Avengers movies.
what's the one with Nick Fury and the Skrulls then? That's the series that's coming out.
It's not called Secret Wars, is it?
It's the Kang Dynasty and something else.
There's a big pause. I'm
Big-
going to
big-
fill it in
big-
with talking. Just,
I don't know. What is his name?
that's called Secret Wars?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh, Secret Invasion.
There
That's
we
what it's
go.
called.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
And they're
Secret
turning Armored Wars into a movie.
a movie.
Which I was like, okay, good move.
Good move.
Good move.
Ironheart also comes out
That
June?
probably, yeah.
June, I think, around 2.
But I mean, like, the quarter one of next. Of
Quarter 1, I
23,
don't think. I think the only
there's any
thing
Marvel
it's
stuff, right?
just Ant-Man. And then we go through a little dry season. We get to the spring, quarter 2. I think it's just Secret Invasion and
Nah, we get in quarter 1, we get Mando. That's in March.
but that's not that's
Oh, you
Star
mean
Wars.
in
Like
terms of
Marvel wise.
Right, that's true.
I think Marvel we go through a dry spell right now, dry season.
Don't we get What If season 2 soon?
Is it? I've just seen like
I don't know. With all this work, all the stuff that's going on at work and
yeah,
holidays
we've
and
been
stuff. I
busy.
haven't really
It's
been
not
keeping up.
holidays. Happy holidays.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna end it there. We're gonna wrap, and that is
Season 1. That is
season 1. We will be back sometime in January for season 2. Hopefully,
two.
we'll be a little more professional and stay on
2.
topic. Probably
No.
not.
No, that's
But
okay.
for those of you
That's
that
our
have
cliche.
joined us for our first season, thank you. We appreciate
very
it.
much.
Keep listening.
Thank you.
We'll try to get better. We'll try to stay on topic, but again, we probably won't.
That's a staple. That's our staple. That's our gimmick.
Yeah, people are like, these guys are annoying.
So
I'm not gonna listen to you anymore.
Oh no! Oh no!
But yeah, I think we're gonna wrap
Thank
there.
you very
Thank you
much.
guys. See you all in the new year.
New
Peace.
year. Bye.
Bye. What outro is this? No. There we go. Bye, guys.
Bye.